Disclaimer. This is a topic that goes way deeper in the depth I'm diving into in this video. This video is not a breakdown of LA gang politics, nor is it a comprehensive history of No Jumper the company. In this video, my plan is to take an overall look at the common misconceptions people have about Adam22 and No Jumper in an attempt to approach No Jumper's decline in a way more realistic way, devoid of the mindless hate that so many other channels seem to focus on. Thanks. I hope you enjoy. For the one person in my audience who don't know what No Jumper is an LA-based hip-hop and adult film media company that throughout the years has been both the main place for underground hip-hop news and interviews, as well as being the main force in the LA podcasting scene, turning drill and gang content into reality show BS. No Jumper as a company seemingly thriving in negativity they surround themselves in, as 90% of the comments on every single video seem to just be hate. Some for good reason, most are just on dick usually, in my humble opinion. In this video, I want to debunk the narrative that No Jumper is failing, and make the point that No Jumper has never really stopped covering the underground. It's just that the underground has changed so much over time that it's not even recognizable anymore. This is No Jumper's misinterpreted downfall. In the very early days of No Jumper, Adam22 was mainly focused on the BMX scene, as he had previously wrote blogs and hosted a small BMX clothing and bike store named Awesome Shit. Eventually, through the pursuit of BMX content, Adam would begin to post tricks and other little shit to his YouTube channel, some ranging in views from 300,000 to 1.2 million, which is wild considering I didn't even know BMX had an audience, let alone 1.2 million fans worth of audience. The first real dive out of BMX and into podcasting for No Jumper would happen around 2015, beginning with fellow BMX creator Ryan. Around this time, the SoundCloud era was just beginning to bubble up, with artists like Bones, Xavier Wolf, Chris Travis, and a lot of others breaking into the skateboarding, BMX, and punk scenes across America, the ground zero of this culture being centered in LA seemingly. It was through this mesh of underground SoundCloud rap and trashy punk scenes of LA that would lead Adam to get interested in interviewing rappers. As early as 2014, No Jumper's Awesome Shit store would be featured in a Bones music video, leading to me and other underground fans to begin to pay attention to No Jumper's platform. The first real dive into underground SoundCloud artist interviews being the interview of Puya and Fat Nick. Never before this point had the underground SoundCloud scene had such a platform, and the mix of their bubbling success with the personality-driven content of No Jumper would lead to arguably the creation of the biggest scene to come out of Florida, the mumble rap wave. Many YouTubers neglect to mention that No Jumper was never solely a hip-hop podcast, ever. Motherfuckers just label it that now. Even back in 2015, Adam was interviewing adult film stars like Janice Griffith and also podcasting with clothing designers like Shop Gene and Ian Connor. To put it simply, No Jumper interviews people more reputable podcasts wouldn't touch, leading to No Jumper having a meteoric rise in the underground scenes of the late 2010s, because it's a very punk thing to do. This would also be exacerbated by the fact that Adam22 would interview anybody, no matter what rank they are or how big they are. Early on in his career, he went on to interview Gangsta Boo, the underground SoundCloud artist Suicide Boys, and even Rico Reckless of drill fame. Adam22 literally will interview anyone he wants, and that's kind of the charm of it. Adam is also the main person who put on underground SoundCloud artists like Lil Peep and XXXTentacion. His XXXTentacion video, having 22 million views as of right now, is easily the biggest of his channel. Many YouTubers at this point in the video would love to focus on Adam22's depravity, and rightly so, as it's probably the thing that will gain the most views out of talking about him, though I'd argue that his sleaziness has always been a part of his appeal. Now when I say sleaziness, I'm not talking about the Adam 16 shit. I will get into that a little bit later. Ew. But more to the fact that Adam, for his whole career, played into the degenerate BMX punk I don't give a fuck aesthetic. And I'm not sure if y'all are aware, but LA's porn culture before COVID was basically intermingled with other punk scenes. This would lead to a plethora of adult film star interviews by Adam at the time. Adam arguably being the main person who normalized talking to adult film stars on podcasts, for better and for worse. I say all this for a very specific reason. Hella people claim that No Jumper went downhill beginning with Plug Talk and their entrance into adult film content. I disagree completely. From the jump, bro has been into the degenerate side of media, and I feel as if Plug Talk and everything that comes with it is just a natural evolution of the content he's been making for years. But I digress. One of the first real shifts in No Jumper came around 2017. It was around this time that the SoundCloud scene would peak, with artists like Lil Pump and Smoke Perp being everywhere, both on No Jumper and on social media in general. I like to call this era of No Jumper, and SoundCloud if I'm honest, the clout era, as this wave of artists felt like a fever dream of dumbassery, and I feel it led to the shift from white boy strange shit to the re-emergence of drill and street type artists that are prevalent in the underground to this day. This shift would also be helped by the fact that Adam would begin to hire podcast co-hosts in order to shift his content from strictly interviews and vlogs to a more weekly podcast show format. I've seen people say that this was No Jumper's first nail in the coffin. Those motherfuckers are stupid and wrong. If Adam hadn't switched away from clout rappers and shit and began to cultivate a podcast fan base, No Jumper would have died with the clout era, like many other podcasts did. Instead, like a phoenix down, the No Jumper's channel viewership was revived. With the addition of longtime friends, House Phone and Camgirl, the No Jumper show would become a weekly watch for me and a plethora of other fans, eventually leading Adam to hire on new co-hosts, some examples being AD, T-Rail, Duno, Lush One, Almighty Suspect, Flacco, and Sharp. The main draw of No Jumper would begin to shift slowly from the prime spot to get any and all underground news to a more general hip-hop media podcast show where half the cast are LA gang members and the other half are either fake hood or really into hood topics. Many claim this is the beginning of Adam's descent into the culture vulture territory, though I'd have to disagree. As an avid fan of drill content, the era directly after the SoundCloud clout era was the re-emergence of drill through cities like Jacksonville, New York, St. Louis, and Chicago. The underground shifted from a place of dyed hair and drug abuse to that of murder rap and gang politics, and I feel No Jumper just shifted to cover the current underground. Going off of the views, it seems like Adam made the right choice. Around the same time, Adam and his wife Lena would go on to start an adult film company called Plug Talk. On Plug Talk, they would interview adult film stars before having a threesome with said adult film star. Many people complain about this show, but seemingly its viewership is pretty high, still to this day, and they seem to be making bank on it, so motherfuckers just shaking their fists at the sky with that. I doubt his original fans care. I know I don't. 2020 to 2022 will be No Jumper's golden age, from both the viewership standpoint and a money standpoint, as the newly added co-host brought a whole new wave of content right on time for COVID, leading to a massive spike in viewership and fans. This would also turn out to be a bit of curse down the line, in more ways than one. During this era, No Jumper would almost evolve into a constant cycle of reality show BS, mainly coming from the co-host of No Jumper being unable to stay off the No Jumper Reddit, which is widely known as the cesspit of hate and memes. This added on to the fact that Adam had mods on the Reddit taking down posts talking about him and his girl, but leaving on posts about other people on his channel would lead to hella infighting at the office and some firings. Speaking of firing, one of the more entertaining clips to come out of this entire debacle was the Lush One confrontation Adam would go on to do after Lush inadvertently caused a No Jumper split of 2022. It's a pretty entertaining watch, I'm not gonna lie. It would also be around this same time that Adam would capitalize on all the hate, allowing his girlfriend Lena to do a boy-girl adult film scene with the black adult film star Jason Love, leading to the commentary YouTube community as well as all of hip-hop media to begin roasting and talking about Adam. The hate community that would end up being formed on the No Jumper Reddit would eat all this drama BS up. This, I believe, is what solidified the constant hate No Jumper has continued to receive since the split. AD, T-Rail, and Duno left No Jumper to start their own podcast company, Figmunity World. House Phone left after Adam accidentally exposed him for fucking a trans girl. Camgirl left even earlier than that for undisclosed reasons. Yuri left No Jumper, then joined House Phone's podcast, got kicked off for being lazy, and is now suing No Jumper for no fucking reason. Sharp left as well after a very public beef with Adam 22. In short, the shift that caused No Jumper to soar back to the height of their channel became the main thing putting a hamper on their business. And no one seems to speak on the underlying issues that, in my opinion, caused the schism. One being the warehouse. In either late 2020 or early 2021, Adam 22 would go on to make a decision that would fuck him over for years to come. Adam, in his infinite wisdom, bought a $4 million warehouse to run No Jumper out of. The reason for him buying was the success that he and the No Jumper channel had been seeing during COVID. The thing is, COVID was a boom for everyone. As soon as the lockdowns were over, the views would begin to stabilize quickly, and they were still doing extremely well, mind you. Just not as well as they needed to be doing to keep the warehouse viable, money-wise. The money issue would be a thing that would be brought up a multitude of times in 2021 and 2022 by co-host. And even though Adam never came out and said it, I bet the bad financial decision of getting that warehouse probably lessened the amount of payroll Adam would be able to dish out to his employees. This is only proven more with the recent No Jumper layoffs. Many people paint Adam 22 as the white devil, coming over to colonize rap and rip off hood creators, when in reality, it seems like bro made a really dumb financial mistake and didn't want to disclose the reason for him being cheap, leading to his co-host doing a civil war and jumping ship only for Adam 2 years after the split to make a No Jumper is broke video going over No Jumper's finances in a more candid way. No Jumper as a company is by no means about to fail, but seemingly they are looking to downsize quite a bit, with Adam's top talent, Brick Baby and Loose Cannon currently sitting in jail on RICO charges, and Whack 100 speaking willy-nilly on everything that doesn't involve him. He could be fucking next, really. One could really see why many people think No Jumper's on the precipice of collapse. I'm just not one of those people. Adam 22 still, to this day, is dropping great podcast interviews with underground artists, drill musicians, YouTubers, and adult film stars, just as he did when he began. His viewership at the moment is not what it was at his peak, but it's still a long way from collapsing, as many would have you believe. Now, before I end this video, I feel I should mention the allegations laid against Adam 22, as there are quite a few of them. The least convincing one, in my opinion, is the one often used to meme Adam 16. Adam in a vlog posted a picture with a 19-year-old girl talking about him and her hooking up. In that same post, he mentioned he met her at 16 once and began dating another girl, only to see her again when she was 19, and that's when they hooked up. While it is sus to me that a grown man would post that, people reading into it that he groomed her to fuck, I disagree with personally. He clearly says he met her twice, once at 16, once at 19. The icky weird part of the blog comes from him saying, if statutory rape is wrong, I don't want to be right. Which is nasty as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't help his claims at all. Even making excuses for why you were attracted for a 16-year-old is weird behavior in and of itself. I don't understand what the fuck he was even thinking. Other than this, and the one comment where he's sarcastically joking about 15 being a good age. Oh yeah, and also the one time that Lil Pump claimed that he slept with 17-year-olds, only to take it back like a day later because he was drunk or some shit. I'm not gonna say that Adam is a kid diddler, but I'm also gonna not say he isn't one. I ain't leaving my teenagers with him, that's what I know. On a less nasty note, with Adam making the No Jumper is Broke video, as well as the Rico taking arguably the two biggest stars off of his channel, No Jumper's future is looking pretty dicey, though I believe if they continue to interview people and keep a nice grip on people like Remo and Flacco, the company can thrive. I genuinely think that Remo is the best addition to the team in forever. Bro is the best interviewer / co-host for the facts and shit. As a fan of No Jumper, here's hoping they ain't stuck in the hole forever, and Remo, and more importantly, the platform, can thrive for underground artists. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment who y'all trying to see next, and subscribe with the bell to be notified of all my future uploads. My next video, as recommended, will most likely be The Real OTG, though if y'all want more opinion pieces or another artist overview, y'all just let me know in the comment. If I miss anything, I'll add it to the description or I'll put it in the comments of this video. With all that out the way, peace out. Chill out.
Fight for the future.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
They're doing their part.